First thing is we tie on a little bit of lead wire, the thorax area. Then we attach the thread right behind this lead. For the tail, I'm going to use 3 or 4 fibers of wood duck flank. It's dyed olive, and then a little piece of crystal flash. I like to tie these in right behind the lead. Going for about a shank's length on the length of this. And I'm going to work my way back down to just about the bend. Now I'm going to grab some small copper brown wire. Tie that in so that it butts up against the lead. Then I'm going to work my way back down and tie in a little bit of hollow tinsel. This is the black medium hollow tinsel. You want that right on top. And again, I'm going to work my way up. Here I've got a green dyed pheasant tail. I'm going to grab 5 or 6 fibers. Then I'm going to tie in the fibers right at that tie-in point, and I want to work my way back. Again, you do this to keep the taper nice and even. And then go back up. Now with the number of wraps that I've done, it evens out to where the point it's going to join with the lead. So now what I do, I'm going to throw in a half hitch to keep this here. And I have a bobbin cradle off to the side. Now I'm going to take my pheasant tail fibers and use my hackle pliers and I'm going to wrap the opposite way that you would normally wrap. So I'm going to come underneath, up and around. You just got to be careful on this and make sure that you catch all the fibers because it's going the opposite way that you're wrapping your thread. So I usually do 2 or 3 in back of it, then a couple more in front, and then snip that off. Now I'm going to pull my hollow tinsel forward. Clip off the waste piece. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap my wire to create a ribbed body. Just like that, pretty easy. Now I'm going to take some more hollow tinsel. This is the large size. Tie that in right behind the bead and work my way back over it to where the thorax is going to begin. Now I'm going to dub a little bit. This is Arizona synthetic dubbing. This is the peacock color. And I'm going to put just a little bit on there. You may need to wax your thread or moisten your fingers. I'm just going to start that. Now I'm going to grab some soft hackle. In this case, it's just some black hackle. This is India hen. And I'm going to straddle the fly and pinch that. And as I pinch it, give it a couple of soft wraps. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull to length. I usually want it to be about even with the end of the fly, maybe a little shorter. Once that's where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and tighten the wraps. Cut off my waste piece. I'm going to finish the dubbing. Just grab a little bit more of that peacock synthetic dubbing. If you've never used this Arizona synthetic dubbing, it's awesome stuff. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tie off the hollow tinsel. A couple of wraps on top and then in front. Let's snip off the excess. Now I'm going to do a quick whip finish. Just a couple. Now as a final step, I'm going to grab some Glow Bright thread. It's actually very bright, and this is great for hot spots. And I'm going to just tie this in here, and we're going to create a little orange band. Make sure that's all even. Don't need too much. Go ahead and whip finish. Okay, now I'm going to trim the top to make sure there's no stragglers of fibers. And we're going to hit this with our Clear Cure Goo Hydro. This stuff is worth its weight in gold. It helps improve your workflow. And I'm just going to dab a little bit on top of the bead in the thorax area. Nice thing about this, you can kind of build that up and it'll keep its shape. Then zap it with the light.